Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Real Talks where we ask real questions about real estate. I have Mark here with me today. I think one of the biggest topic of discussions that has been going out lately is, how much home prices have appreciated lately. The June numbers just came out, so we want to kind of go over that with you guys. And some of this stuff is astronomical. Maybe we can figure out what this kind of means to the marketplace. Where are we headed towards? How much longer is this going to last? Because that's a big thing that people always talk about. We have the LA County numbers, which is where we primarily focus our business, and some of the astronomical numbers that we've seen. So single family houses right now, the median sales price for LA County is $915,000. This is up 28.9% compared to 2020 when the median sales price was $710,000. And if we look at the average sales price, it's gone up 28.2%, with the average price being, this is a pretty big shocker, $1.368 million, which was up from $1,067,000 in 2020. Looking at those numbers, Mark, what do you think about it? Is this even sustainable? Because a lot of people are asking us, how much longer can this last? What do you think looking at these numbers? Because it's crazy.
I guess the big question that I would ask you is what does this mean for the consumer?
Yeah.
Right. What does this mean for people that are either looking to buy and then people that are looking to sell? Should they be worried that these numbers are so astronomical, or should they be excited that they're astronomical? Right.
Yeah.
What would you say first? Let's start off with for buyers out there. I think that's the big question. It's a lot of people that have approached me saying hey, I'm looking to buy, but the prices are just getting so crazy.
Yeah.
What do you tell those buyers?
That's the tough part. So, those first-time home buyers out there, this is crazy, especially those that are going to be first-time home buyers maybe in 3-5 years, because we really have no idea how much this is going to really go. Yeah. I feel like we still have another at least year of this crazy madness. So I don't think we're going to see huge increases 28% continually to grow. But I do think it's going to have a steadier pace to it. Those people, like I said, that are just getting out of college, they want to save up. It's crazy how much you have to pay for school. It's crazy to see how much the average home price is here in LA County, which could be kind of depressing, right?
Yeah.
I think the ones that are capitalizing are the ones that are able to move up. The ones that have probably maybe started with a starter home and they are able to sell, capitalize on the low interest rate. Yeah, they're buying higher, but they've made so much equity to help them push to the next property. But those, the ones that I feel for the most are the ones that are just getting into the marketplace, because no matter where you go, prices are just expensive. And plus, even talking to some of the older people, it's tough for them too, because they're I'd love to sell, but where am I going to go if I do sell? Yeah.
That's definitely a problem that we've seen with a lot of our clients, is that they want to sell because they know how much their home is worth now, but the question is where do you go? Where do you go?
What do you see where the market's going to go? What are you looking at? Because I'm sure you're going to be in the marketplace pretty soon. Do you think it's a good time to buy? Or you think the market might crash? What are your thoughts?
Yes, prices have gotten really high, but the interest rates have relatively stayed about the same, really low, in the below 3, which is really good. Can prices go even higher? I think that's the question. I think at some point, I think you mentioned this before, it becomes unsustainable. Everyone will just simply be priced out at a certain point.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
I agree. I think what should happen really is, I personally believe or think that, with everything that's us just coming straight out of COVID. Government had no idea how the markets would react or how our economy would move forward, and housing being such like an integral part of our economy, they really didn't want to disrupt it. I don't think they really understood or knew that the market would shift in the way it's shifted over the past year and a half. And that is a big moving component of our economy, all the way from, agent commissions to you have lenders, you have escrow, you have title, you have contractors, handymen, all these other different vendors, which this supplies down to. I think that's like one of the biggest reasons why they've kept interest rates relatively low, but I think once that shifts, then the affordability index, personally, I think it's just going to go even lower because the cost of owning a home is just going to go higher with the higher interest payment. So I believe they've been steadily watching that because they don't want to disrupt our economy, because we really had no idea how the economy was going to come out of COVID. So I think that's one of the big key things to really watch. But I personally think the affordability index is way too low. I don't have the numbers in front of us, but last time I checked, it was like in the mid 20% range, which means not a lot of people can actually afford a house, So something has to adjust. What is that, or what is it going to be? To be honest, I have no idea at this moment.
You talked about like the Fed's increasing the interest rate. I think they've already said that, they've basically assured people that they're not going to raise it like super fast, real quick. They're going to increase it slowly over time. Do you think that's enough, though, to shift the market? Do you think it's going to be enough to, get people who are not going to apply for as many mortgages out there?
I think we're already starting to see a slowdown, to be honest with you.
Okay.
When I mean slowdown, I mean the demand is still very healthy. The demand is still there. The appetite for people wanting to purchase real estate is still there. But it's not as crazy as what it was like earlier 2021, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But like one of the key indicators over here that they have is month supply of inventory. So in 2020, this time we're probably still in a mode of we just didn't know what was going to go on with COVID. It was still relatively new. So at that time, there was 3.2 months of inventory. 2021, we're at 1.8 months as of June, which is like astronomically low, which is really spurring all of this craziness that we've seen, because it's always basic supply and demand with real estate. And right now there is absolutely no supply and a very healthy demand, which only causes real estate prices to increase. And it's obviously showing signs because there's 28% increase from 2020.
So we kind of touched a little bit about, buyer demand. What about supply? Do you see any changes in supply coming in the next 6 months to a year?
I really don't. I think
more homes will come onto the market, or do you think, we've talked about this before too, talk a little bit about home building. Do you see that helping supply at all?
I haven't seen a whole lot of changes even with home building, just because cost of lumber has just gone up significantly, which cuts into a lot of these developers' margins. Plus in LA, we've been built out for such a long time. We don't have that much more space to be able to build more houses. We can get more dense, meaning we can take areas and start to, build like high-rise condos or mid-rise condos, which
we're adding ADUs.
Yeah, or adding ADUs, which is just going to add more units to the market, but it's not going to touch the single-family home side. I think we're pretty much capsized on that. There might be some developments here and there or outskirts of like some of the main areas, but on the building side, I don't see it's going to change a whole lot. People have been talking about the whole eviction moratorium and whether there's like this inventory that's going to come out of people that have been in default as well too. So there's a lot of things that could shake up in the next few months, Yeah. Anything else that you've kind of seen with like these stats, like what's kind of blaring out at you? Looking also too, there's the year-to-date comparison as well too. I mean, we're up with new listings. It's almost like what 20% here is 19.7%.
Yeah.
So new listings compared to last year. Pending sales are up 37%. The closed sales are up almost 50%. So I mean, there's a lot of increase in terms of production to last year. But the tough part, I'm looking at all these stats, which is a little bit off, is just because, like I said, last year we were in the pandemic, which I think slowed a lot of things down. So the numbers are probably a little bit more overinflated just because of
there was nothing going on.
Exactly.
During that time.
Yeah. Well, that is kind of like our little insight of what's going on in the LA County market based off of the latest figures from the CRMLS, which is our local MLS provider for the month of June. We look forward to see what's going to come about for the month of July when that report comes out. But if you guys have any other questions, feel free to leave a comment below, and we'll see you next time.